Hey guys, how's it going? Preparing here. So today I've been doing a lot of rifts in Diablo 3, and there's a lot of things that I'd planned to do, and I did them, and I kind of understand how the whole system works, and I thought I'd share with you guys this information. There are like leaderboards and that kind of stuff with the rifts. There's some competitive stuff which I will complain about in a later video, but for now I just want to give you guys some of the introduction, kind of the stuff that you can do to manipulate pretty much the rifts themselves to how well your character is geared, and I think this information is very useful for people who aren't that informed of what's going on in Diablo, and people who don't have very well geared characters. And this is a process which I use on my character, and I can show you guys what's going on with that. And those who don't really play Diablo, you guys can see all the new stuff that's in it. So here we go. Let me show you guys some of the new items. This is the old item Rift Keystone Fragment, but now it only takes one fragment to spawn a normal rift. When you kill the boss in a normal rift, he has a chance to give a Keystone of Trials. On Torment 1, the chance is fairly low. I haven't gotten very many, and I haven't done a lot of rifts, but I've been told on Torment 6, the chance is 100% drop rate for Keystone of Trials, so it varies in between the other Torment difficulties. And doing Torment 2 and 3, the drop rate seemed reasonable, maybe like 1 in 3, 1 in 4 rift boss kills I was able to get it. And when you use a Keystone of Trials, you enter a system, which I'll describe shortly, that levels up the rifts themselves as you do the greater rifts, and levels up the difficulty with them. So for instance, this is a greater rift keystone rank 10. This is like a level 10. I've been told they go up to like 50 or so, and no one's really done them quite that high, so not sure exactly. When you do a rift boss in a greater rift, you're going to get these legendary gems. There's a set number, so after you get them all, you don't get any anymore. And when you want to use some of them, you put them in your jewelry, like I have in this amulet. And once you have them in gear and you like them and you think they're great and all that, like I think this one is really great, for instance, you can choose to level them up instead of continuing your greater rift. And this is a little bit of a complicated process, and this is what I'm going to go over today and how it works specifically with a newer character. So when you start with a rift, when you get your first trial rift stone after you do a bunch of rifts, you have to remember that the better you do within those trials or within the early greater rifts that you do, the more you're going to jump levels. So for instance, if you do your trial and you do what I do, you go to town so you don't kill anything, the game pretty much thinks you suck, and you get a level 1 greater rift. And level 1 greater rift is a complete joke. But the boss in the end is going to drop really good loot most of the time. However, when you do the joke level 1 rift, you're going to get to the boss and be able to kill him with like 12 minutes left. And if you do that, the game will jump you to like a rank 8 rift, let's say, as an example. I have no clue what it actually is, but let's just say a rank 8 rift. So if you do it through that process, you're eventually and quite quickly going to land in a greater rift that's going to be too difficult. For example, I did a greater rift rank 19 on my day-old-ish Demon Hunter today, and I could do it, I did complete it, but it was very scary and I didn't really want to do anymore, so I stopped and I leveled up my gem instead of getting the new greater rift. So I'll explain that process now. When you complete a rift, and I've been told even when you fail, you can choose to level up your gem, and you can level up the gem just as I did earlier in that item, which is level 3. You can choose to put 3 levels in any of the gems that you want. Your gems can be anywhere, it doesn't really matter where they are. And if the rift where you choose to level the gems is 10 levels above the current level of the gem, the chance to level it is 100%, so you don't have to worry about that. But once these numbers equalize, or once the level of jump surpasses, that changes around a little bit. How much, I don't know, but I imagine it can get pretty low. So if you want to do this, when you level your gem, you will lose your rift stone. So even if you complete the rift, if you want to level up your gem, you're essentially trading the option to get a better rift stone 4 levels in your gem. And sometimes a better riftstone isn't a good thing if your character can't do it. So that's the idea there. That's why I made that decision today. Now, the way you can manipulate this is if you have a decked out character, if you can do Torment 3+ or something like that in normal rifts, and you can obtain these trial riftstones very easily, you can specifically quickly level your greater riftstones just to put in levels in your gems. So this is like using greater riftstones to maximize the levels that you input into your gems. And this process is a bit wasteful if you can't obtain the greater riftstones very quickly, or if your gear sucks and you can't do the very difficult greater rifts. So if you can't do the very difficult greater rifts, if you have like a new character, if you want to see how it works, you can do the process that I did today. And the process I did today is I specifically did as badly as possible in each rift in order to move one at a time. So I said I did up to rank 19 in the greater rifts. Well, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way in sequence up until 19. And this was by design. I intentionally did this. And if you want to do this, you need to know that if you kill the rift boss in a greater rift with 4.5 minutes, so 4:30 or less time remaining, it will only jump you one greater rift higher. If there's more time than this remaining, it will jump you multiple levels. For instance, if it's 4:31, you're going to get 2 levels higher on your riftstone. And if you want that, that's fine, but you have to keep in mind that the greater rift bosses drop really good loot. And if you don't know where your character stands in difficulty, you may consider intentionally doing badly in these rifts, as I have. And one thing that you really need to keep in mind is that you can TP out of these rifts. While you can't change your gear, you can't change your build, you can't change around your inventory, what I did today and what I recommend that you guys do if you need gear, if you need to do bounties, you can do these low-level greater rifts, and when you have, you get to the rift boss, you spawn them, you have like 10 minutes left, you note the time, you TP out into town, and then you do some bounties. And when, let's say out of the 10 minutes, 6 have passed, so you have 4 minutes left, you go back in there, you kill the rift boss. And doing this, you're doing bounties, you're doing this stuff, the time efficiency is very good. The gear in these greater rifts is very good. I think on average you'll see about 1 legendary or set item off each greater rift boss, and considering you can do it every 11 or 12 minutes, and in the end you get to level your gem, and well, it's pretty fun, and you can do bounties while you're doing it. It's pretty good. So I really like the content. There isn't that much new content in Diablo, but what's there with the rifts, it's very fun, it's very cool, and I hope you guys get a little bit more into it, specifically those that don't really know anything about the game, because I know a lot of people once upon a time played Diablo 3 and no longer and never again. Well, at least now you kind of get the lowdown, and you can more informally choose how you want to waste your time each day. So, in any case, hope you guys enjoy it. I'll be playing Diablo 3 until you guys see a RIP video on the YouTube, and, that may be very soon, or it may not. We'll see. Anyway, good stuff. Hope you guys enjoy it. See you guys tomorrow.